Well, thanks for joining us on Bloomberg Quint. I have with me Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, Chairperson Managing Director at Biocon. Thank you, ma'am, for your time.
Most welcome.
Could you detail the performances of small molecules, biologics, and branded formulation research for this quarter, and what really stood out?
So if you look at this quarter, we've actually ended the year on a very strong note. Delighted to say that two of our businesses have really provided very strong growth momentum, one being the biologics business, the other being, of course, research services. Having said that, even our historic small molecules business showed modest 8% year-on-year growth this quarter. Branded formulations also delivered a 14% year-on-year growth this quarter. I think what these numbers really tell you are that when it comes to biologics, the reason you're seeing this very strong, robust growth is because of our performance in emerging markets. Now, if you recall, in Q2 and Q3, we actually saw some headwinds hitting our biologics business,
right,
largely because we had to take a plant shutdown in order to respond to certain regulatory requirements that were observed during previous inspections, especially by the European authorities. And that, of course, greatly sort of impacted us in terms of being able to deliver the full potential in terms of biologics in the emerging markets. What you're seeing in Q4 is the fact that the plant is fully operational, biologics is back on in terms of its business track,
right,
and we've delivered a strong quarter on biologics. When it comes to research services, the same kind of holds true because last fiscal it had muted performance because of the fire incident. The fire incident is behind us, and therefore you are seeing a very strong normalized growth momentum in the research services business. So as we enter FY19, at least these two business verticals get a head start,
right,
with a strong, robust kind of growth momentum. When it comes to small molecules, no doubt, generics continue to face strong commoditization headwinds. And we still are confident that we should be able to deliver at least modest single-digit growth in FY19.
Right.
When it comes to branded formulations, I think UAE has done extremely well. It has delivered a very robust growth momentum, and it will continue to do that in FY19 because we've also just entered the UAE market with our insulin glargine, which is the first biosimilar that we have launched in the UAE market. As far as India is concerned, we've faced a lot of pressures, GST, price control, and a lot of competitive pricing pressure in the Indian market. But I think going forward, I think we can leverage a lot of what is happening globally to steady our business in India and probably get much higher market share. And probably we want to make sure that our value growth is higher than our volume growth,
right,
in terms of getting better realization for the business. Now, going forward into FY19, I really believe that we should be able to deliver decent growth across our business verticals, but still basically propelled by biologics and research services.
Right. And talking about the domestic market, how do you see the distribution products ramping up here?
I think we've been a specialty company, and I think we've added a second oncology product, which is our Krabeva, to our CanMab. And we will actually strengthen the oncology focus in a very different way than we have done in the past. We are focusing a lot on sales, performance on the ground. We are focusing a lot on further differentiation and a strong focus on a value-based kind of prescriptive way forward. So hopefully we should be able to see a better performance of our India business. The fact that we are the only Indian company with biosimilars which have got regulatory approval in US and Europe,
right,
should put us into a slightly separate league than all the sort of the low cost players. So let's see how it goes, but that's our hope. Having said that, we obviously are focusing on emerging markets as a big opportunity in the near term, and of course the regulated markets in the medium to long term.
Right, and what are the markets which saw good traction for the insulin, and do you expect to continue the momentum in those geographies?
So Mexico has continued to deliver very robustly for us in terms of our insulins business, and Latin America continues to deliver very strongly for us in terms of the insulins and biosimilars biologic business. Brazil itself opened up for us for trastuzumab.
Right.
We've seen now Korea giving us approval for Glargine. Turkey has given us approval for trastuzumab, and so on and so forth. Of course, we've been in the market in terms of Algeria, but we continue to see these large key emerging markets opening up for our biosimilars, because these emerging markets are obviously now approving biosimilars based on US and European regulatory approvals. So I think we will find it easier to get those approvals in these marketplaces ahead of others.
Right, and there have been several reports of Biocon and Mylan received the target action date of about June 2018 for pegfilgrastim. My question to you is, what kind of opportunity do you see coming from this product, and do you expect any delay as well?
So we are hoping that all goes well and we should get a positive readout on the 4th of June.
Right.
And if that happens, obviously we expect to be in the US market in the second half of this fiscal. It is an interesting opportunity, because if we do get approval, we would probably be the first to get approval in the US for this product. So it could be a good opportunity. I think Mylan should comment on the commercial prospects, but needless to say, it is a very attractive opportunity.